Hey guys! So I figured I'd do something a little bit different today. So there was this tag going around Instagram about 2 weeks ago, and by the time I upload this video it'll have been like probably a month ago, so you know, love being behind on the trend. But anyways, it had like a bunch of questions for collectors, mostly regarding like photo cards and stuff, so I figured I would do kind of like a photo card tag video and just show you like my favorite cards from certain categories or answering questions, that sort of thing. So the first question on this tag is, how long have you been collecting? So in terms of photo cards, I've been collecting since I think it would have been March or April of 2019. In terms of albums, I'm not really sure. I don't think it was that much longer after I got into K-pop, which would have been like November 2017. As soon as my friend let it slip that there were really cool physical versions of K-pop albums that had photo books and stuff like that, yeah, I kind of went down the spiral of collecting albums, so that would have probably been sometime beginning of 2018. The second question is, how many albums do you own? So I currently have 124 K-pop albums. And I have, I think, 3 on the way currently, and then I will be pre-ordering the Idol comeback and the On-Off comeback pretty soon. So I'll have those on the way. So yeah, I have a lot. The next question is, how many photo cards do you own? And I had actually never counted how many photo cards I have until now. And I was kind of strict with my definition of what a photo card is because I have a lot of like weird sized inclusions, like 17 especially, so actual photo cards is at 277 right now, and of course I always have a bunch ingoing, so yeah, I have some on the way, but I'm currently at 277, which is crazy. The next question is, how many light sticks do you own? And currently I only own one light stick, and that is Monsta X's version 1 light stick that my friend got me for Christmas one year. I've never bought a 17 light stick, but that is definitely like on my list of things that I want. The next question is, do you own any rare merch? And I can't really think of anything rare that I own. Like I own like a 17 fan kit, like last year's, so you can't really buy that anymore, but I wouldn't say it's rare. I own 3 Seasons Greetings. Yeah, I don't really know if I own any rare merch. I can't really think of anything that I would own. Do I own any non-album merch or photo cards? Yes, I own quite a few non-album stuff. I usually just selectively collect non-album stuff, especially, but I do have a bunch of like Woozi non-album stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to go through all of that because that would take me forever to do. The next question is, what is the front cover of my binder? And those are in front of you right now. So I just stuck a bunch of random stickers that I've gotten as like freebies or in albums and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I do with those. It's kind of a mess, but that's what they look like for now. Next question is, what is my favorite binder page? So if you guys have watched my photo card collection video, you'd know that I have some custom like sleeves and stuff for certain parts of my collection. So most of my Woozi collection is like custom sleeves, and this is my particular favorite page. There's a bunch of glare here because my window is open, but this was my favorite concept from You Make My Day. I just love like the colors of it, and this lenticular is so cute. Yeah, I just really love this page in particular, but honestly all of my Woozi collection is pretty satisfying to me, so yeah. Coincidentally enough, the next question is, what is the collection that you're most proud of? And it is my Woozi collection because it is so large. I collect all of his album PCs and like other album inclusions, so that's his Korean album stuff. I selectively collect the Japanese album stuff and non-album stuff, but I have all of his Korean album stuff. except for I'm missing 2 photo cards right now, but they're both on the way to me. So yeah, it's kind of a feat to collect 17 because they have so many things. But Uzi is my alt bias and they're my alt group. So yeah, definitely my favorite collection. The next question is, what are my 5 favorite photo cards? So these are my 5 and I will explain why. Though I don't feel like they need much explanation. This one is just so cute. I love photo cards of like, I don't know, I just love when idols do like this kind of makeup, like fake freckles situation, or just like, I don't know, sparkly makeup. So yeah, this one is just really, really cute, and yeah, I definitely spent more on it than I wanted to, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Collecting Sammy is hard enough, so. The next one is one that I recently pulled that you will have seen in my last video, but it is this Changyun card, and yeah, it's one of my favorites, mostly because not mostly, but like partially because I pulled it from the album, so that was really exciting, but also just because he's such a cutie, and also so this is the only photo card that I have of him. There are a couple from the Go Live album that I like better than this one, but I don't own them, so yeah. And then the next one is this full Dreamlight card. So, yeah, I don't know, it's just so cute. Like, I love the whole DIY concept. Like, the background of it is super cute, and the ice cream cone is really pretty. I just like colorful things, so I guess that's why I love this one so much. The next one is this Rise Up Era Jin Jin card. So, Rise Up Era is my favorite Astro era, I think. With the blue hair, like, so good. But this one is actually, I like it better than the blue hair photo card. So yeah, it's just really, really cute. And then lastly is this Woozi card, which is from their most recent album. And if you guys watched my collective haul video, yeah, I went on about how this is probably my favorite Woozi card, and yeah, I think it is. Of all of his cards, it's just really, really cute. Like, I love the way that he takes selfies. Like, he just gets his face all up in the frame, and he usually has like one particular angle that isn't this one, but if you're a Woozi stan, you know which angle I mean. But anyways, yeah, this one's just really cute. Okay, so the next question is my least favorite photo cards. So there's no number specified, so I think I'm just gonna go through kind of like my least. I was gonna do like my one least favorite, but it's kind of hard for me to choose. So this particular photo card has always cracked me up because it just kind of looks like he's a therapist wanting to know my thoughts. So yeah, I don't know. Not my favorite, but then also I'm not like a giant fan of the All Light photo cards just because of the way that they did them, where they're like, I don't know, they just look really similar, like especially these two and then these two. I don't know. Some of them also look like freebie cards to me. So yeah. For Juhan, it definitely has to be this Trespass card, and I feel like that requires no explanation whatsoever. Yeah. Not to mention it's also a horizontal card, which is like the worst. For Sammy, I would have to say, like, if we're not including clear cards, because I just don't really like clear cards, it would have to be this one, just because, like, what is this? I don't know. I'm blind. I can't see things if they're super small. Like, I don't know. Yeah, definitely my least favorite. In terms of Soyeon photo cards, I actually love all of her photo cards. This one is my favorite. No one asked, but it's my favorite. But Cube has this thing where they just can't do normal size photo cards. So the ones from their first album are just very skinny and tall. And then there's this giant one that doesn't even fit in an eye pocket. Like, I had to get a custom sleeve to fit this. And then there's these ones that do fit in 9 pockets, but they're just weirdly super wide. So yeah, I love all of her photo cards, but the sizing could be a whole lot better. In terms of my Woozi photo card collection, I do like most of his photo cards, but I feel like every 17 collector low-key, like, I don't know, an ode was a rough time for us because half of the photo cards looked the same, like genuinely the same. And of them, these two are my least favorites. But yeah, they just look so similar. For Chan, if we're not counting the portrait card, which I don't think really we should count that just because they're all really ugly, I'd say my least favorite card is this one, just because, I don't know, like these two cards, this hair, it was rough, and I was not really a fan of it, so yeah. And then the boys get a pass because I think all of their photo cards are cute, so. Okay, so the next question is, how many groups do you collect? So I've made it a rule for myself that I can only collect one member per group. So otherwise it just gets way too overwhelming for me. I've tried to collect multiple members of a group, but it's just too much for me to deal with. So I'm not trying to get collecting to the point where it overwhelms me and I hate doing it. So that being said, I collect 9 groups. I collect 9 members. So at least actively. I'm wanting to add Shay from Twice eventually, and then Changyun from On Off, but those are gonna be kind of difficult to collect, so they're kind of on the back burner for now, but I will always take any card that I can get from those two. The next question is, have you ever dropped any collections? And I have dropped plenty. So these two binders are full of collections that are like I'm actively collecting, but this binder is my MISC binder, which is mostly just like the empty shell of collections that I've dropped. So I used to collect Kino from Pentagon, but now I only have one postcard of his that I pulled from my album because it was too cute for me to give up. I used to collect Younghae from Day 6. Now I just have some of his non-album photo cards that I didn't want to get rid of. I used to collect Taemin, his solo stuff. And for a hot second, I tried to collect Jungkook from BTS, but yeah, that shit is difficult. So I have 4 of his photo cards, and then like, yeah, other stuff. Chanyeol from EXO I tried to collect and I dropped. So I just have my favorite photo cards of his. And I think that's really all. The rest of these are just like albums that I've bought that I didn't want to give up the photo cards. So yeah. Oh, and in addition to the ones that I've shown here, I also used to collect Changbin from Stray Kids for the very briefest moment of time. And for a long time I collected Hoshi from 17, but it was just too much for me to collect 2 members of a group, so I dropped both of those as well. The next question is, are there any collections that you regret dropping? And I would say no, just because I dropped them because I got too overwhelmed and I would never want to be in that position again where I don't enjoy collecting. So I don't regret any of them, but if there's any of them that I'd like to have back, it would definitely be Hoshi and probably Charmin from Stray Kids. The next question is idols that you would collect if you had all the money in the world. Probably I would collect like a lot of OT groups, assuming that it didn't get too stressful for me, even though I would have enough money to do it. Yeah, and then also the 2 that I mentioned earlier, Che from Twice and then Chanyeol from On Off. Yeah, I don't know, I would probably collect a lot of people. Like pretty much everyone that I have in my binder, like Jinsol from Luna. I don't know, I'd for sure collect like probably all of my biases for all of my groups, you know. If I had all the money in the world, I would probably just go wild, so it's a good thing that I don't. The next question is the favorite album packaging of all of my albums. So I've gone on and on, probably not on this channel, but just to my friends and to various other people about how my favorite type of book, or my favorite type of packaging is book packaging, and it's so underrated. My favorite has to be the Teenage album packaging, just because it's like hardcover, so it's not easily damaged, and it's just easy to open, I know that these ones had like slip covers, but I don't have them displayed with slip covers because I don't know, it's just like more of a pain that way. So Teenage is my favorite. I also like AL1 because it was the same situation where it's hardcover book packaging. And then I also liked You Make My Day and You Made My Dawn with the lenticulars in the album packaging. I thought those were really cute, but I don't have the lenticulars in my album, so yeah, I'm not gonna show those at the moment. But yeah, I just love book packaging. The next question is my least favorite album packaging, and in these categories I am including like all the albums I own, but both categories the answer just so coincidentally happens to be both 17 albums. So even though 17 has my favorite album packaging, they also have my least favorite album packaging. And if you watch my Hangare unboxing, you guys would know how much I absolutely despise this packaging. So I think I pulled the one off my shelf that I currently don't have like screwed together. But yeah, I just hate the bag packaging and then the whole DIY packaging with like the loose photo books they have to screw together. Yeah, it's just not a look. It's not good. It looks terrible on my shelves and I hate it. The next question is, if I could only save one album on my shelf, what would I save? And it would actually be this Teenage album. Specifically this version. It is my favorite version. It's like my favorite 17 album. Yeah, I just love it so much. I love the colors of it because I don't know, I just love colors, and especially pastel. Like, yeah, this was just a good one. The next question is, do I own any out of print albums? And I don't want to pull them all off my shelf, so I'm just going to show you them on my shelf. The answer is yes, I do. And I believe these two, Autumn Story and Winter Dream, are out of print. There's a lot that I don't know about, like if certain albums are out of print, but I'm pretty sure that those two are out of print. I thought that this was supposed to be a limited version of the Boys album, but I don't actually know if it's out of print, or maybe it's this one. One of these, I don't remember. And I'm pretty sure this one is out of print. It's the private version of EXO's album, The War. This is the first press of Jinsoul's solo album, so technically, I mean, I guess it's not out of print because there's, you know, second press, but yeah. And then, let's see, there's a lot of 17 albums that are currently out of print, and I'm not sure if it's temporarily or what's going on there, but yeah, I have most of their albums at this point. And then I have some limited versions of Stray Kids albums, and yeah, I don't really keep up with what's out of print, but that's everything that I own. The next question is, do you own any out of print photo cards? And the answer is yes. I own some Chan limited cards, and I'm sure I own a lot of out of print cards, but I just don't really keep up with what's in print and out of print, so I couldn't really tell you what all, you know, I own. But I'm currently collecting all the Korean album inclusions for all of my groups except for Dami from Dreamcatcher. I don't really collect her out of print stuff just because it's really, really, really hard to find. So I do have one out of print card from her, but yeah. The next question is, what is your favorite group idol to collect? So I would have to say 17 Woozi is probably my favorite just because he's my ult, and so I love having all of his cards, but honestly I love collecting everything that I collect, which is why I collect them. Next question is, any idols that you find tiresome to collect for any reason? So the ones that I found tiresome to collect I dropped, and a lot of my collections at this point are really close to complete except for Juhan from Monsta X, and that collection is just going slow because I don't prioritize it, which I kind of should at some point, but yeah. None of the ones that I collect right now are particularly tiresome because if they were, then I would probably just drop them. The next question is what group got you into collecting, and I'm not really sure if like a particular K-pop group actually got me into collecting. What got me into collecting was like whenever I found out that there were photo cards and albums, I had the idea that most people do, where they're like, hey, wouldn't it be kind of cool to just like be able to swap the photo cards that I got for my biases photo cards, and so that's how I got into collecting. If any particular group got me into collecting, it most likely would have been 17 just because they're my old group, but I can't really remember. Next question is, what is the first photo card that I ever pulled? So I know the first album that I bought, which is actually the next question, so we'll just get 2 questions down in one, was Billy's Sheep album, but that one didn't come with like any sort of random photo card. So the next album that I can actually remember buying, which may not have been my second album that I bought, there's actually 2 that I can kind of think of may have been my first ones. So it would have been the white version of Teenage, and I pulled Mingyu's photo card, which I don't own anymore, but I'll put up on the screen here. Super cute, but I did trade it away. And then the other one that I can remember pretty distinctly was, it would have been, I think, Pentagon's Ceremony album, perhaps, and it would have been Edom's card. He would have like a party hat. I'll put it up on screen too. It was super cute, but I also traded that one away as well. The next question is, what is the first photo card that I ever bought? And so the first photo cards that I ever bought were for my friend, so not counting those, the ones that I can find on eBay in my purchase history, the one that's first is Chen's Polaroid photo card from IMU. So I believe it would have been this one. Next question is photo card that I paid too much for. And I don't really fully remember like every price that I paid for photo cards. But the one that stands out to me right now, because I just recently got it, would have been this Soyeon card from I Trust. It was the last Soyeon card that I needed to complete my collection, and I looked for it for months and just eventually gave up and bought it on eBay for like $12, which is too much for me. Like once you get into double digits on an in-print photo card, I think it's too much, but I just really wanted it, so yep. The next question is photo card that I got a good deal on. In my eBay purchase history, I have where I bought 3 AO1 Hoshi photo cards for $13, which is pretty amazing. But I don't own those anymore. I can't really think of any other ones that I would have gotten for like a super good deal. I did recently get a Astro Gateway photo card for like $4. I recall bidding like super low on some photo cards on eBay a long time ago, and I won them for like $2. But I think they were Astro All Light photo cards, but I can't remember if like shipping was a lot for those, so I kind of made up for it or what. But yeah. Next question is collecting still as fun as it was for you in the beginning? And I would say yes, it is. There was definitely a period of time where it was not at all fun for me, and so I left the trading community for like a couple months. But I'm back to trading, and a lot of my collections are going really well. So I'd say it's still as fun as it used to be, because I take it slow, and that's kind of how I have to do it to actually still enjoy it. The next question is, do I have any completed collections? And yes, I do. So a lot of mine are either complete or close to complete. So my Soyeon collection is complete for like all of 5 days until our next comeback. Let's see. Jinjin, I'm missing, I believe I'm missing 2 photo cards, and then the ID cards from Autumn Story. But other than that, I have a lot of this stuff. I have this one on the way. Juhan, very far from being complete. Sammy is completed. Donnie, if you count her in-print photo cards, I'm only missing one. But yeah, if you count her out-of-print photo cards, I'm very far off, but I'm not really collecting those, so I guess I wouldn't count those. My Uzi collection is complete. I have 2 photo cards that I still need that are on the way currently. My Chan collection is actually complete. My fall collection in terms of photo cards is complete, but I'm still missing one of his postcards from Dreamlike. And then same with Q, I'm only collecting his Reveal era stuff, and I'm missing 1 postcard for him. The next question is favorite photo card set from your old group. So 17 actually has quite a lot of really cute ones. To go back to what I was saying earlier, the white version of Teenage is still like my favorite album, and so I really like those photo cards for all of the members, so I'll put those up here. I also really like I think it's called the RS version of Teenage. So yeah, I'll put those here. And then also their Polaroid style photo cards from AL1 were all really cute too. So yeah, I don't know, I like a lot of 17 photo cards. It's just an Ode is kind of the outlier in terms of, it was kind of annoying that half of them looked the same, but yeah. The next question is, what is my favorite photo card backing? In terms of consistency, I'd probably have to give it to Monsta X, just because they all have like a very similar like playing card style backing. And I'm a big fan of consistency. Ignore her. But other than that, I don't think I really have like a favorite photo card backing. The next question is, have you had any bad purchasing / trading experiences? And yes, I've had plenty. I feel like everyone in the community has been scammed at least once. I've probably been scammed like 3 or 4 times. But my very worst experience was definitely, I actually had a really bad selling experience. And it was at a time when I didn't realize that whenever people pay through PayPal goods and services, basically to prove that the person received the photo card, you have to provide tracking information. So I sent something stamped to someone. They bought it, I think it was the Rose photo card, Jaegum. I'll put the photo card up here. So I sold it to them for like $10, and they messaged me that they received it, sent me photos of like the photo card and everything for proof. And then a few days later, I got an email that they submitted a claim that they had never received the item, which was really bizarre to me that they would send me proof that they had received the item. So I immediately took screenshots of all the conversations and sent them to PayPal and was like, hey, yeah, this person received this photo card and I have proof that they received it. And basically PayPal said, fuck you, you didn't send it tracked, so there's no proof that they received it. And then also fuck you again in terms, we're gonna take your $10, but we're also gonna charge you a $20 fee in addition. So I basically paid $30 to lose a photo card, so that was really fun. The next question is, if you could only keep one collection, what would it be? And not to repeat myself over and over again, but it would definitely be my 17 music collection, just because it's so large. I actually counted it earlier, and I think I have like 70 photo cards of him, which doesn't sound right, but maybe it's right. I can't remember. I don't know. I just have all of his photo cards, and it's a lot. The next question is, if you could collect OT of a group, which group would it be? It would be OT13 Stray Kids, or not Stray Kids, OT13 17, just because they're my old group, as I've said a bajillion times in this video. The next question is album that I want right now. Weirdly enough, I don't really have any albums that I necessarily need or want. Well, that's not true. They're just kind of hard to get at the moment, so I can't really buy them. So I'm trying to collect all of 17's albums, but all the ones that I need right now are currently out of print, so I'm trying to buy them from other sellers on Instagram. So I want all the ones that I'm missing. I think I'm missing 5 maybe at the moment. Another one that I really want is Bullflor's Red Planet, I think it's called. I'll put it up here. I just really love the album art, so I think it'd be a really cute album to have, but it also doesn't come with any photo cards, so I haven't really prioritized buying it. And then also, any of the limited Astro albums that I don't own, I would really like. The next question is, what is your dream photo card? I don't think I really have any because I have a lot of the photo cards that I need in my collection. If there's anything, it would probably be this Jinjin photo card. I'll put it on screen. Just because it's limited, so it's really hard to find. At least it has been for me. The next question is, what is your dream light stick? It would definitely be 17's. Either version 1 or version 2. I think both of them are really, really pretty. Another wild card that I will throw out there is I don't stand Etsy, but I really like their light ring thing. I've been seeing like videos and pictures and stuff of it, and it just looks really cute. Next question is, do you own any signed Polaroids? I do not, just because I do not have the funds to keep up with owning signed Polaroids. Yeah, it just sounds a little bit too much and too stressful for me. If I spent that much money, I'd probably cry. Next question is, what is the hardest photo card to get that you own? In terms of like time it took me to find certain photo cards, I would say the cyan black version of I Trust that I showed you guys earlier took me forever to find. But one that really sticks out to me was this teenage photo card. It's the green version. I don't know why it took me so long to find, but the cheapest that I found it for a while was like $15 on eBay, and I was not willing to pay that much, so I ended up buying it from someone on Instagram. But it did take me forever to find it for like a decent price. The next question is, what is my favorite card that I've ever pulled? So I have kind of a hard time remembering like the photo cards that I actually pulled, or whether I pulled them or traded for them. Also because me and my friend used to buy albums together, and if she pulled my bias, she'd give me that photo card and vice versa. So I don't remember whether I pulled certain photo cards or if my friend did and just gave it to me. But the ones that I distinctly remember pulling were this Jinjin Rise Up photo card, and then 2 that I pulled but I don't collect them, that I have had like this weird affinity to, was Empathy, Haitian's, I think it was the Dream version photo card. I'll put a picture of it up here. They're just really cute, even though he's not my bias. And then same with the, I think it was Ceremony Edon PC that I mentioned earlier, even though he's not my bias. I just thought it was really cute. So I've somehow become the queen of forgetting to film outros for my videos. So here's this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.